Hello students, welcome back. In our last two lectures, we had discussed the work done and discharge of single acting and double acting reciprocating pump, condition of the slip and negative slip. Now we will discuss a simple numerical. Question is, a single acting reciprocating pump running at 50 rpm delivers 0.01 meter cube per second of water. Diameter of the piston is 200 mm and stroke length is 400 mm. You have to calculate theoretical discharge of the pump, coefficient of discharge, slip and percentage slip of the pump. So it is given in the question that N is equal to 50 rpm, actual discharge is 0.01 meter cube per second, diameter is 200 mm, so in meter that is 0.20 meter, stroke length is 400 mm which is 0.40 meter, area of the pump is pi d square by 4, so diameter is 0.2 meter, so we had calculated area is 0.031416 meter square. Now we have to calculate first theoretical discharge of the pump. We had studied in our last lecture that theoretical discharge of single acting pump. It is mentioned in the question that the pump is single acting reciprocating pump. So we know that theoretical discharge of single acting pump is ALN by 60. Area you had calculated here. L is given which is 0.40 meter. N is equal to 50 rpm. So you can calculate easily. Theoretical discharge is 0.01047 meter cube per second. Next you have to calculate coefficient of discharge. What is the formula of coefficient of discharge? In last slide we had studied that coefficient of discharge is equal to Q actual divided by Q theoretical. Q actual is given in the question which is 0.01. Q theoretical you had calculated in last slide which is 0.01047. So the value of CD or value of coefficient of discharge is 0.955. With the help of this CD value, you can easily calculate the slip, or you have the both value of theoretical and actual discharges given, so you can easily calculate this value of slip, which is Q theoretical minus Q actual. Q theoretical is 0.1047, Q actual is given in the question, so the value of the slip is 0.00047 meter cube per second. Percentage slip, you know the formula of percentage slip. In our last slide we had calculated this. The percentage slip is equal to Q theoretical minus Q actual upon Q theoretical. All the value is given, so you can calculate percentage slip which is 4.489%. So this is the complete answer of your question. You saw that the question of reciprocating pump is quite easy than the centrifugal pump or another question of the turbines. Now we will discuss a very important topic, variation of velocity and acceleration in the suction and delivery pipe due to acceleration of the piston. I had discussed earlier that crank rotates from IDC to ODC and then again ODC to IDC. It means crank moves theta is equal to 0 to 180 degree and then theta is equal to 180 to 360 degree. During the complete revolution of the crank, piston moves to and fro motion inside the cylinder. But during this revolution of the crank, velocity doesn't remain constant inside the cylinder. Velocity doesn't remain constant inside the cylinder because when the crank is rotating, then piston moves to and fro motion inside the cylinder. The piston moves forward and backward in the cylinder. At the extreme left position and right position of the cylinder, velocity of the piston is 0. I hope you understand when the piston is at extreme left or extreme right position. at that time velocity of the piston is 0, and when piston moves from extreme left position or extreme right position towards its center, its velocity starts increasing. So velocity of piston is maximum at the center of the cylinder, and at extreme left and extreme right position velocity of the piston is 0. This means that at the start of a stroke, maybe suction or it can be a delivery stroke, velocity of the piston is 0, because any of the stroke starts from extreme left or extreme right position. It means कि at the starting of each stroke, piston inside the cylinder, velocity of the piston is 0, and this velocity becomes maximum at the center of each stroke and again becomes 0 at the end of the stroke. It means at starting and at end of the stroke, velocity of the piston is 0. Thus, at the beginning of each stroke, the piston will be having an acceleration, and at an end of each stroke, piston will be having a retardation. At starting of each stroke, piston inside the cylinder will be having an acceleration, and at end of the stroke, piston will be having retardation. As I had discussed that at starting of any stroke, yani when the piston is at extreme left or extreme right position, velocity of the piston is 0. It means कि when any stroke is starting, velocity is 0. It starts increasing when piston moves from left to center or right to center, then again decreases up to the value of 0 when the stroke ends. It means when the stroke starts, piston will be having an acceleration, and at end of any stroke, piston will be having a retardation. The water in the cylinder which is in contact with the piston will also feel the same. It means water flowing from the suction pipe or to the delivery pipe will have an acceleration at the beginning of each stroke and a retardation at end of the stroke. So velocity of water in suction pipe and delivery pipe will not be uniform because of this acceleration and retardation. It means when the stroke starts, there will be an acceleration, and when any stroke ends, there is an retardation inside the pipe. Hence, an accelerative and retarding head will also be acting on the water through suction and delivery head. This head will change pressure inside the cylinder. It means there is an accelerative and retarding head will also acting on the fluid, which change the pressure. So it means pressure will not remains constant always. If accelerative and retarding head is acting on the water, it will change the pressure inside the cylinder. So if the ratio of length of connecting rod to the radius of crank L by R is very large, then the motion of piston can be assumed as simple harmonic motion. So we will assume simple harmonic motion of the piston in nature. Now let us consider the crank is rotating at constant angular speed omega. So this is the line diagram. In line diagram, you can see that the piston rotates from A to C, then again C to A. From motion of the crank from A to C, theta changes from 0 to 180 degree, and the motion of crank from C to A, theta changes from 180 degree to 360 degree. Now let's start the derivation. If omega is the angular speed of the crank in radian per second, capital A is equal to area of the cylinder, small a is equal to area of the pipe, which can be suction pipe or delivery pipe. In this derivation we are considering the area of suction and delivery pipe is same. L, length of the pipe, which is can be suction or delivery. Small r is equal to radius of the crank. In the beginning, the crank is at position A, which is called inner dead center, and the piston in the cylinder is at a position shown by the dotted line. If crank is at A, in that point this piston is at this position where it is shown through the dotted line. The crank is rotating with an angular speed omega, and let in time t second the crank turns at angle theta from A. If the crank is at A, it starts rotating with omega and it makes angle theta and reaches the position E and makes angle theta in time t seconds. The displacement of the piston in times t is x, which is shown in this line diagram. When crank moves from A to E, piston moves with the distance x, which is shown in the diagram. So theta is equal to angle turned by crank in radians in time t. So theta is equal to omega into t if omega is the angular speed of the crank. Distance x travelled by the piston is given as x is equal to AF. AF is a distance which piston moves when crank rotates A to E. X is equal to AO minus FO. We all know AO is equal to radius of the crank, which is R, and FO is equal to R cos theta. Theta, we can write theta omega t, R minus R cos omega t. This is x. X distance travelled by the piston in given time t. If we have value x, yani if we know the distance, we can calculate velocity with the help of this distance. Velocity of piston is equal to dx by dt. So we can differentiate this equation with respect to t, r minus r cos omega t. So r is equal to 0 and minus r cos omega t. After differentiation we can write this omega r sin omega t. R is a constant, r is the radius of the crank. So v is equal to velocity of piston is equal to omega r sin omega t. Now from continuity equation, the volume of water flowing into cylinder per second is equal to volume of water flowing from the pipe per second. Velocity of water in cylinder is into area of cylinder is equal to velocity of water in pipe is equal into area of pipe. This is the continuity equation, which is A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. Here A1 is area of cylinder, A2 is area of pipe, and V1 is velocity of water in cylinder and V2 is velocity of water in pipe. So capital V velocity of water in cylinder, capital A area of cylinder, and in small v and a is velocity and area of pipe. So small v velocity of water in pipe we can write from this equation capital V into A upon small a. Capital V we had calculated in last slide, which that is omega r sin omega t. So small v velocity of water in pipe is equal to capital A by small a omega r sin omega t. This is the velocity of water in pipe, that can be suction or delivery pipe. So acceleration of water in pipe is, if we know the value of velocity, we can easily calculate the value of acceleration, that is dv by dt. So we will differentiate this equation with respect to t. The equation, so d by dt is capital A upon small a omega r sin omega t. Capital A by small a is constant. After differentiation we will get capital A by A omega square r cos omega t. That is the value of acceleration of water inside the pipe. Now if we need to calculate mass of water in pipe, so we all know that mass is equal to rho into volume of water in pipe. Rho is the density into volume. We can calculate with the help of area of pipe into length of pipe. Area of pipe is small a, length of pipe is L. So mass of water in pipe is equal to density into area into length of the pipe, that is rho A into L. Now if we need to calculate force required to accelerate the water in the pipe, what will be the value of force which is required to accelerate the water inside the pipe? So we know that F is equal to m into A. It means the mass of water in pipe into acceleration of water in pipe. Mass is rho AL, which we had calculated, rho AL, and acceleration is dv by dt, which we had calculated here, that is A by A, capital A by A omega square r cos omega t. This is the force required to accelerate the water in the pipe. Now if we need to calculate intensity of pressure due to this acceleration, what will be the value of pressure due to this acceleration or accelerative force? So if we have value of force, we can easily calculate intensity of pressure. Pressure is equal to force upon area. So value of force is rho AL, capital A by small a, omega square r cos omega t, and area of pipe is small a. So after the calculation we will get rho into L, capital A by A omega square r cos omega t. Omega t we can write theta in the place of omega t. So the value of pressure is rho L into capital A by small a omega square r cos theta. This is the value of intensity of pressure due to the acceleration. So we had calculated intensity of pressure. Now if we have value of pressure, we can easily calculate pressure head. If we have value of pressure head can be calculated very easily. Pressure head due to the acceleration, that is intensity of pressure due to acceleration divided by weight density of the liquid. You all know that if we have calculated any pressure head, we need to divide the value of pressure by its weight density, that is rho into G. So intensity of pressure is rho into L into capital A by small a omega square r cos theta divided by weight density, that is rho G. Rho and rho will cancel with each other, and the value of accelerative head will be L by G, capital A by small a omega square r cos theta. This is the accelerative head which acts on the fluid inside the cylinder. The pressure head due to acceleration in suction and delivery pipe is obtained with this equation HAS. AS means suction. HAS means accelerative head in suction pipe. If we need to calculate the accelerative head in suction pipe, in this condition we will take LS in place of L. LS is length of the suction pipe. LS by G into capital A. Capital A is the area of cylinder upon AS. AS means area of the suction pipe, omega square r cos theta, and HAD means accelerative head in delivery pipe, which is LD by G into capital A by small ad. Ad is area of delivery pipe, omega square r cos theta. Now you can easily calculate the accelerative head in each and every point inside this cylinder. It means when theta is 0 degree, when crank is at inner dead center, in that condition you can put theta is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 0, it means cos theta is equal to 1 and accelerative head is L by G A by A omega square R, which is maximum. And I had told you earlier that at the starting at beginning of any stroke, water will feel or piston will feel the accelerative head, and at end of any stroke it will feel the retarding stroke. So you can see here that at theta is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0 is the condition of beginning of any stroke. So at beginning of any stroke you can see that accelerative head is maximum. So at beginning of the stroke, that stroke can be suction stroke and delivery stroke. Accelerating head will act on the piston at theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 means position of the piston is at center of the cylinder. Theta is equal to 90, we will put the value of theta here. Cos 90 is equal to 0. Accelerative head will become 0 degree. So at center, velocity of piston will maximum, but the value of accelerative head will be 0. At theta is equal to 180 degree, it means when the piston is at its extreme right position, or you can say that can be the end of the suction stroke. So we will put value of theta 180 degree, cos 180 is equal to -1, and this value will become negative. It means the piston will feel retarding stroke. So at the end of the suction stroke, the retarding head will act on the piston. So there is an accelerative head at starting of the stroke and the retarding head at end of any stroke. So this accelerative and retarding head will change the pressure of the liquid inside the cylinder. Maximum pressure head due to acceleration is L by G, capital A by A omega square R. In the same manner, we will calculate effect of variation of velocity on friction in suction and delivery pipes. Friction will also act inside the cylinder, which change the velocity in suction and delivery pipe. So we will discuss it here. The velocity of water in a suction and delivery pipe is given by equation which you had calculated in last slide, that is capital A by A omega r sin omega t. We can write omega t theta, theta is equal to omega t, so we can write theta in place of omega t. Loss of head due to friction in pipe. You all know it that loss of head in pipes is equal to 4 FLV square upon 2 dg, where F is equal to coefficient of friction, L is equal to length of pipe, small d diameter of pipe, V is equal to velocity of water in pipe. Now put the value of V, small v, from this equation in the value of HF. If we put the value of V in this HF equation, we will get 4FL upon 2 dg into capital A by A omega r sin theta ka whole square. What will be the value of this HF? HF will be 4FL. If we need to calculate the loss of head due to friction in suction pipe, in that condition, in place of this L, we will put LS. It means length of the suction pipe, because friction can happen in both the pipe, that can be a suction or can be a delivery pipe. So if we need to calculate the loss of head due to friction in suction pipe, we will put LS in place of L and small as, area of suction pipe, in place of this A. And if we need to calculate the loss of head due to friction in delivery pipe, we will put LD, that is length of the delivery pipe, in place of this L, and AD, that is the area of the delivery pipe, in place of A. So value of frictional loss, value of frictional head is 4FLS upon ds into 2dg. ds is the diameter of the suction pipe, capital A upon as area of the suction pipe, omega r sin theta का whole square. In the same manner, HFT is equal to 4FLD dd into 2g into capital A upon small ad omega r sin theta. We have these two equations that are losses of head due to friction in suction and delivery pipe. Now you can calculate where this loss is maximum, where this loss is minimum. So when theta is equal to 0 degree, it means when the piston is at its extreme left position, or you can say crank is at inner dead center, theta is equal to 0 degree. You can put the value of theta is equal to 0 degree, sin theta is equal to 0. It means HF, frictional head, value of frictional head is at loss is 0. It means at beginning of the stroke, losses of head inside the pipe due to the friction is 0. When theta is equal to 90 degree, it means piston is at center of the pipe, center of the cylinder. At center, velocity of piston is maximum. When piston velocity is maximum, it will create friction. It means frictional losses occurs when velocity of the piston is maximum, and it will maximum at theta is equal to 90 degrees, sin 90 is equal to 1. HF यानी losses, frictional losses are 4FL upon 2dg, capital A by A omega r का whole square, which is maximum. So you can see that losses of head due to friction is maximum at the center of the cylinder, where the velocity of the piston is maximum. At theta is equal to 180 degree, it means कि at end of any stroke sin 180 0 and HF यानी losses are also 0. So maximum value of loss of head due to friction is 4FL2dg into capital A by small a omega r का whole square, that occurs at theta is equal to 90 degree, or when the piston is at the center of the cylinder. So that's all for today's lecture. These two derivations, it means variation of velocity and pressure inside the cylinder due to the accelerative head, retarding head, and the head generate because of the frictional losses is very important. You all need to know that velocity will all not remains constant always inside the cylinder. At beginning of the stroke, at end of the stroke, at middle of the stroke, velocity changes continuously. So go through these slides, and if you have any doubt or any query, you can contact me.